Good afternoon, guys. It's a Friday afternoon. This is a rare for me, but as I said, I'll be popping up here and there, everywhere I can, and really looking forward to tomorrow, my first home game of the season. But I'm so excited. Obviously, I've got my partner in crime, my retro man, my retro right-hand man, Shane Gooner, and I've got Taryn, BBk Sports, new to my channel. It's an absolute delight and honour. I briefly touched on this guy the other day when I made an appearance on the Bruised Banana, and I'm over the moon that he's joining us today. So big up, everyone. Shane, how we doing, my brother? Are you all good?
Yeah, all good, all good. Can't complain. It got me shoulder this morning. Went out, had a quick workout, and got something to eat, and just here in time for sharing the screen with two absolute legends. Looking forward to having a good football chat and see what's in line for tomorrow and the coming week in Premier League football.
Yeah, big up, Shane. Yeah, big up. And Taryn, welcome. How you doing, my friend? You okay? All good?
I am well. I am grateful. I'm absolutely humbled. I remember months ago being in Lee Gunner's chat, sending super chat saying this DJB fella needs to start a channel. He has too much knowledge not to have a channel.
Fast
forward a few months, I'm sitting here on this channel. This is unreal. Thank you so much. I think, I got to thank Shane for this, because this is crazy. I think I met you on Shane's channel. So, yeah, thank you so much for having me on your platform, man. I'm deeply honored to be here. I respect your opinion. You're one of those guys that DJB is in that category with Jez and Kenny Ken. Like, there's a certain group of people speak about the Arsenal that you stop what you're doing and listen. So, yeah, man, I'm grateful to be on your platform. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome, mate. You're welcome, honestly. And it's a pleasure to have you along. I mean, I don't know. Is it because we're old? Me, Kenny, Ken, and Jez that we're, we're just old, aren't we? We've just been around for a long time. But I just think it's one of them things where, the likes of Shane and everyone else, it's like a bit of a breath of fresh air to have certain people on and have channels going like this, because it just gives you that different point of view and it's not all one-sided. And I think that's what we need. And man, it's really good, really good. I've met some brilliant people on here, and it's a pleasure to be here. But anyway, we're going to get into it. It would be foolish for me to open up my show today without getting your views on Eze. Taryn, how I looked at it, I was a little bit frustrated. Listen, first of all, and I've got to say this because I've been criticised for being a bit negative on this. I wanted Eze 2 seasons ago. I wanted him in a joint deal with Elise when he was going spare, and I said get both of them in. We didn't at the time. I'm over the moon that Eze seems to be coming to the football club. I'm just a bit frustrated on the manner how we've got him, because I'm pretty sure that if Kai Havertz hadn't have got injured, I'm pretty sure that Eze would not even be in the frame. What's your view on it, Taryn, and how are you feeling about it, brother?
Yeah, I'm elated over the signing. I'm thrilled that he's going to be an Arsenal player. I share your frustration with it's a reaction signing to a Kai Havertz injury, which is mind-boggling. So, tells me that the management and the club thinks that we could go into a season with Odegaard as our only creative outlet, which baffles me to begin with. And the second part of it that annoys me is that prior to we getting Eze a week ago, 2 weeks ago, we were being told that we had to sell to buy. And that has revealed itself to be a lie, because we haven't sold anyone, but still, so the money was there all along to go get the player. So that tells us that someone did not want the player. We had the money, we have the need, but somehow it took a forward, someone who's in the final third of the pitch, to get injured for us to pull the trigger on this. We seem to be way too reactionary at times. I don't want the negativity to take away from the signing, but the question still has to be asked, because it's a valid question. Why didn't we get this player all along? Because we could have used him against Man United. We could have very easily drawn that game. And I've seen people messaging me saying, "Oh, we talked to Eze since June. We've agreed since July, and we made it concrete since August 10th." Okay, so why did he play against Chelsea? He could have gotten injured against Chelsea. Someone could have wiped him out. Why did he play against Chelsea if we had agreed and he would? It's like we trust that we trusted the player, or we trusted football that he was going to go all the way to the line without crossing it by agreeing to terms with Tottenham and playing for another Premier League club in a game that something could have happened.
Yeah, no, facts. That's a weird one. That's mind-boggling for me. I mean, the fact that we've got an again, everything we seem to do this football club is by default. Players playing in positions, out of position is by default because of injuries. Skelly to name for one of them. Ben White was bought as a centre half, played right back by default because of injuries. Everything's by default. And now the signing, Shane, seems to be by default. Obviously, we're over the moon that this guy's coming to the football club and it's one over on our neighbours. I mean, but again, it just seems who's behind this? Do you think Arteta wanted this? Because in my point of view, Shane, if Arteta really wanted this player from the start, he would have been in the door earlier.
Yeah.
How do you think this has come about, or do you think it's Berta just saying, "Look, this is who we're getting now"?
No, it's all Berta for me. All Berta for me. Arteta would have steered clear of this for the sheer reason that it'll ask questions about Odegaard, and he does not want to answer those questions. He doesn't want to answer those questions. To me, it's Berta. Listen, Berta's known for, if he's going after a winger, he'll start negotiations with four of them with the intentions of getting one of them. He'll keep negotiations open with a lot of players. Eze, we've sat here and said that if I was in Eze's shoes, Tottenham would have made more sense. I said it hurts me to say it, but it would. As for a career choice, it would have, with the World Cup year and all that sort of stuff. If this manager's gone by Christmas or gone at the end of the season, he'll have made the right decision because a proper manager will come in and get the best out of him. But he ends up getting stuck with this guy for 2 or 3 years. His career could go spiral downwards. We've seen it with pretty much every attacking player we've signed. So this is a Berta signing for me. This is Havertz got injured. They signed up Trossard, and then he sat there and went, this guy's going to use injury as an excuse all season. Here you go. Here's a player. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear. We said it for time, DJ, you especially, that he's going to give him everything he needs and say, right, now go prove yourself. And if you don't, you're out the door. You know what I mean? So to me, he's just gone, no, sorry, I'm not having this injury thing. Here's another player. You go with him, because he's not even in the same position. Now, I noticed that the media are already referring to him as Crystal Palace forward, when we were after him before we got Madueke, they were saying Crystal Palace winger. You know what I mean? So they know what this guy's going to do. People are saying we still need a left winger. Under a different manager, we do. But with this manager, we're stacked out the left wing, because we have Trossard, we have Martinelli, we have Madueke, and now we have Eze. Right, they're his left wingers. They're his left wingers. Eze will play at the left wing more often than not. The only time you'll see him in the 10 is when we're trying to break down the team. It's not working. He hooks Odegaard after an hour, brings on, say, Madueke, and then pushes Eze into the middle because he's been playing out the left from the start. The only way we'll get to see him in the 10 will be in the cup. And even then, I think Arteta will be reluctant to play him there for the sheer reason that if he balls out, then the question is asked even more, why aren't you playing him in the 10? This manager, the only way that he'll drop Odegaard is if we're 6th place after 10, 15 games and the pressure's really on, then his loyalty to these players will go out the window, because a narcissist will throw everybody under the bus after a stage if they can use someone to get better. That's when we'll see Dowman. That's when we'll see all the things that the crowd want will be getting done. But for me, this is a Berta signing. This is Berta saying, look, here's your players. I don't want you whinging. Go do what you can do. And if we have to sack you, the new manager will suddenly have an Eze in the 10 and a Gyökeres in the 9, and he'll know how to use them. For me, the pressure's on this guy now more than ever. We were trying to discuss it last night. If we didn't win anything and finish 3rd, would he get sacked? And we were sort of split, and then we changed our minds. And, but for me, it was what Top said, big up the Tops. He said, along the lines of, if they were just going for Champions League, if they were happy with that, they wouldn't have spent this much. They wouldn't have given them all this money. They would have spent about half of that and said, now maintain top 4. You know what I mean? So now they've given them all of this. And I'll finish on this. I did notice in the pre-Man United press conference, he said, yeah, we have to go to Old Trafford and try to win. He never says that. He normally says compete and hope to win, or do enough, hope we do enough to win. And then someone said about what's the long-term project, and he said it's not long-term anymore, it's short-term. So someone has said to him, or else he's overheard Berta and the board saying, this is it for him. He has to win, and he has to. I mean, it's ridiculous that we're even having this conversation. that we're having a conversation about what if he wins and what if he doesn't. He's £1 billion down the drain now. £1 billion spent, and we covered it last night. The outgoings are horrendous. We have a 800 and something million minus, where City have 500 million, and now City will have even more because if they get money for Savinho. So he's under the microscope more than ever. The likes of Merson are saying it's now or never. This is what we need. People saying, not hiding him anymore, not covering for him anymore, and saying, oh well, he's had this, he's had that. The injuries are going to pile up. The players will get sick of him. I still feel, like you and me said before the summer, DJ, it doesn't matter who he signs, he ain't winning the league. He's not winning the league. Eze's a great signing for when the next manager comes in, but that's what I want. That's what I want to see. We said that we want to see players that he can't handle, that will force him out, put the pressure on him, and then we'll get a proper manager. Because I think if we got in a Hansi Flick or someone like that right now, we'd challenge for that league.
100%.
We'd challenge for it.
100%. Shane, absolute spitting facts as usual, my friend. I mean, this Eze thing is got me excited because I want Eze at the football club and I think we need him. The only thing is, Taryn, is we've seen this manager impede players' careers. Martinelli is one of them. Trossard, another one. Jesus, he bought in, never got the best out of him. All these players that's been around Arteta haven't really gone to that next level, haven't really improved. Saka is another one. He's another one that should have been like way up there. And the thing is, Taryn, if this Eze comes in, I can see him playing left wing. And every single Crystal Palace fan that I know, that I've spoken to, has said, you put him left wing and Eze's going to look absolutely dog crap. He's going to look terrible. But I can see him now putting him left wing, and then you'll see a decline in Eze, and people will be going, "Oh, you know, what's happening? What's happening here? What's happening here?" How can you see Eze improving under this football manager, and is he going to get the best out of him? Because the only place I can see him really playing is 10. That's where I would put him, in the 10, but he ain't going to do it. What are you saying, Taryn?
Yeah, that's where Eze does his best work. Like we've seen with our own eyes, seen that boy cook at Palace, where he's their only creative outlet, essentially. Beating Man City to an FA Cup, beating Liverpool in the Community Shield. Like, they play through him. So you put better players around him, and he would absolutely do well. I don't think there's a scenario where I say Odegaard gets dropped. I think Odegaard is going to play 38 Premier League games after, especially after what Tony said about his captain. He will prove a point. Yeah, because if he drops Odegaard now, he looks weak. He looks like he's allowing outside influences to handle how he manages his squad.
He might even sub him off less, Taryn. He might even sub him off less.
Yeah, he's going to play. You know, like Shane always say, if Saka walks, he plays. Now we can apply that to Odegaard. If he can stand up, he's going to start with the armband, just so he can give a giant middle finger to Tony and say, no, you don't tell me who to, make my captain. But if he plays Eze out wide and plays him out of position, because now what happens is, we were told, you get him Gyökeres, he wins the league. Okay, now we've gotten him Gyökeres, so we've gotten him a person who can get the ball to Gyökeres. Because Gyökeres needs someone to get him the ball. So now he has the striker that can win him the league, and he has the creative 10 that can help him win the league. So now if he doesn't win, common denominator, it's him, right? It's him. All these attackers that you've named, Trossard, Havertz, even though he wasn't good to begin with, all of Jesus, all of them have hit a brick wall. None of them have taken that next step, like you said. And it all comes down to him. When the entire team underperforms as a collective, even Declan Rice regressed under him.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's got no excuses now, as Shane said. I mean, he's got no excuses. And I've been saying this for ages. I reckon Berta is now in a position where he can turn around and go, because you've got to remember, this guy was saying, oh, it's down to them upstairs. I don't want to get involved in all the signings. It's up to them upstairs what they do. He was passing the buck when he Arteta. Well, he's got all the tools now, hasn't he? You know, the tradesman's got all his tools. He's got his striker. He's got his creative midfield. He's got his team that he has built from the start around him. So there's no more excuses now, is there? And all this about, oh, well, he's going into games and you got certain people saying, oh, he's not really under pressure. He's not feeling the pressure. Shane, with all this money that he's had spent, and he's had what 200 and odd million pound again this season, every single game's got to be a cup final, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what Kenny said a couple of months ago. Every game's going to be a cup final. And the thing with this manager is he's only ever gotten to one cup final. He feels the pressure in cup semi-finals, never mind cup finals. 1 goal in 7 semi-final games. He can't handle the pressure. He can't handle the pressure. He is not a manager that can handle the pressure. He can pass the buck, like you said. He's very good at that. And like people say, he's got all the tools now. But a bad tradesman blames his tools. So that will be the final scene of his Arsenal career will be him throwing players under the bus, him throwing anybody he can see within range will be getting thrown under the bus. And he will play Eze out the left. The only thing is that he wanted Madueke. That's an Arteta signing. I was on with Kenny Ken and he says that it's a Berta signing. I said, to be fair, Kenny, there was rumours that he wanted him the year before because he saw him as a left winger. And he said, oh, well, I didn't know that. And I said, well, I don't know for sure, but I did hear that he saw him as a left winger. So, to me, that's the Madueke signing. I think the ones we got early were Arteta signings. Berta went down. What my view is that Berta was told... exactly, kept it. I think Berta was told, here's Arteta's list. He wants, say, 6, 7 players. These are the positions. Try and get him the ones he wants for a cheaper price. If you can't, then you pick the next one down the list. You get your player in. And I feel like we all know he tried for Sesko first. They played hardball. And we should be so grateful that Leipzig played hardball. As Views says, we should be so grateful that they played hardball because we'd have Sesko otherwise. If Edu was here, he would have just paid the 90 million or whatever they wanted. And we would have Sesko and not Gyökeres. But then he went, okay, we're not getting Sesko. And the summer before when Edu was here, Arteta went, well, then I don't want a striker. I want to wait a year. And they did. Amazingly, they said, right, fair enough. This time, Berta went, no, not a chance. You're getting a striker, mate. Here's the best in class. You get something out of him. So the thing with Eze, he will play out the left. As we know, he won't. And another point from Views, which is very true. If you look at our left side against United, and all through last season, teams just get the ball and they just play it over the top into the corner, and there's acres of space because either Lewis Skelly or Calafiori's gone wandering into midfield. Now, if Eze's out the left as well, and he's going to naturally come in as far as he can, there will literally be 1/3 down the side of the pitch that's going to be empty all the time. We are going to get smashed down that wing. And it doesn't matter what players, someone put it in the chat, it doesn't matter what players we sign. You have to look at it. Yeah, we got Eze, great, we're going to win the league. Yeah, but people just don't want to hear the fact that he's not going to play in his best position. He's just not. He's not going to play in his best position. So it's an irrelevant signing in when you look at it that way. And they just don't want to hear it. The top gooners don't want to hear it. I heard Christian say, I don't even care if he plays out the wing. We've got Eze. What a ridiculous attitude to have, because he's not a winger and he's not good out the wing. And Palace fans will tell you he's ineffective out the wing. Right. So this is my issue with these guys. They don't seem to realize that it all comes back to this manager, and they think, oh, he has his tools now. Oh, he can rotate. He's had big squads before and he still hasn't rotated. He doesn't rotate. He sticks with the same 11. He could have 40 top-class players. He picked the same 11 until one of them gets injured. Now, and I've touched on this, and if this happens, right, it just proves what an absolute scumbag guy. If we're 4 or 5 games into the season and it's not going right, if we're 4 or 5 and Odegaard is stinking out the place, do not be surprised if he suddenly gets that surgery that he has needed. Do not be surprised if now is the time for him to get his surgery, because then he can play Eze in the 10 and he hasn't dropped his captain. His captain's getting surgery. Do not be surprised if that happens. It's diabolical, and it's like something out of a Batman villain would do. But do not be surprised.
Once again, it'd be by default, Shane, wouldn't it?
It'd be by default, but it'd be by cunning default, because it'll look like default. He won't have dropped his captain. But do you know what? And even with the Havertz thing, he's probably thinking, "Oh, phew, I don't have to drop Gyökeres now." You know what I mean? Because he would have brought Havertz in. And I have a funny feeling that Havertz was pushed so hard in training on the Monday to get him ready to start against Leeds that he's done him in. Do you know what I mean? I really believe that he has pushed him to the point where he snapped him. And the Havertz thing, it's cruel that we're all out there laughing and saying, oh, the best thing Havertz done in an Arsenal shirt is get injured because we got Eze.
Yeah, I mentioned it the other day. I was
just a fact,
cheap, but I also said I don't wish any long-term injury.
No, never. Like I said, and I'll finish on this, and I've said it a few times now since we've seen that Saka isn't going to be the same again, or looks like he won't be. We were the ones, DJB, we were the ones saying don't let him touch grass again last season. And everybody said, if he's fit, get him on, we need him. And we said, no. Don't rush him back. Don't ruin his career. and look what happened. No, we would never wish an injury. We are saying it tongue-in-cheek, but the best thing Havertz has done, unfortunately, is get injured and make us sign Eze.
Yeah.
But but Eze isn't even in the same position. And that's another thing. Sorry, I'll finish this. The top Gooner.
No, go on, man.
Havertz is suddenly a midfielder again.
Yeah.
Now they're saying, "Oh, it's a great replacement because Havertz is out." You know what I mean? He's suddenly a midfielder again.
You can't write it. This is what I'm saying. What they do is they move the goalpost to fit the narrative. This is so annoying, so annoying. Let's get their Suge in. Look, the big up the Suge as always. Big up Suge, big up DJB, Sean, Taryn and the chat. Hit the likes, hit the likes. Make sure you're subbing to BBK Sports. Make sure you're subbing to Shane Gooner. All the regular chats and all our regular listeners follow us around the channels. But if you haven't subbed, please sub to them. It does help our channels, guys, and we need all the support you can get. We're up against some big boys, so all the support would be truly appreciated, and we appreciate every single one of yous in the chat. I want to touch on Saka because this is something that's worrying me, to be honest with you. Taryn, I looked at Saka carefully against Manchester United, and I was watching him more than the game because the game, let's be honest, wasn't very good. We were absolutely awful. We got the 3 points, and I'm over the moon about that. But it was absolutely disgusting. Wanted to lay a marker down, and we didn't do that. Wanted to set an example to the Premiership to say, Arsenal are here, we mean business, and we didn't do it. So I was watching Saka a lot. And some of the runs he was doing, his sort of running style looked off. He looked leggy. And then towards the end, he started that kind of, that kind of limping that he gets criticised for from other clubs where he goes, oh, look, Saka's faking injury again. But he generally looked not right. And me and Shane was saying, before you come in, me and Shane has been saying, and other people have been saying it on Leeds channel and all that, and Jezza as well. We wanted him coming in sort of now, this part of the season, just integrating him in half an hour against Man United, perhaps the first half against Leeds, and bringing him now. Do you think he's been rushed back? And do you think Saka's is a bit of a concern going forward with this, especially with the pressure on the team?
He's absolutely been rushed back. This is an uncomfortable conversation, but it must be had. It's necessary because it wasn't even just Saka that was rushed back from injury. Kai Havertz was rushed back from injury, and now he's injured. He played against Newcastle last year before the season ended. He rushed him back to play him. That's when he told us he had transformed his body and bulked up. Saka looks off of it. Even against the Tottenham game, I'm watching him go to when the defender doesn't give Saka the inside and he goes directly and tries to cross the ball with his right foot. Normally he gets that cross in. More often than not now, his cross is not beating the first man because that extra half a second or burst of pace just isn't there. And I'm absolutely worried about it. And Shane touched on something earlier about Odegaard getting the surgery that he needs or could happen. We have historical example and evidence of him doing this. Like Ben White needed surgery and kept playing last year. So he's done this. This is something that he will do. But Saka looks off of it. And my deep fear that I also have, I think Shane shares the same sentiment that we might not see Saka get back to his level that he was. And furthermore, take the next step that we thought he was going to take to be that world-class right winger that can give us 20 Premier League goals a season. And that is it's negligence on behalf of the manager, if that's the case, if you rushed him back and played him in hopes of winning the Champions League, which we didn't even do.
No, it's worrying for me because if Saka goes down, the Eze signing becomes like nothing, doesn't it? Because you need your best 11 every single game. And looking at it today, apparently Ben White's been training on his own. He's not fully fit. Timber's not fully fit. So we could have a problem going into tomorrow's game that Ben White, even though one of them's going to play, Ben White or Timber at right back, both are not fully fit. So we're still playing players that are not fully fit, Shane. Ben White had to do some light training on his own. Apparently couldn't join the first team squad. Timber's not been 100%. He's only been doing some light training. And this is the right-hand side. Our worry is the left back. We've always said that Skelly's not a left back. And this is the right back situation now, Shane. Yeah. I mean, we're We're only the second game into the season, and we're talking about injuries.
Yeah, but you see, DJ, we're not surprised. How many times have I said it that both of them are going to be in and out of the team next season? I've said it for time all summer that Ben White and Timber will be in and out of the team, and that's if they play. I remember putting up a team and saying, "Don't be surprised if a few games into the season you see Norgard at right back," and everybody laughed. But I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. This is what people are shocked when you say it. But Ben White played for 3 months needing knee surgery, DJ. Knee surgery. You cannot play when you need knee surgery. He was waiting for Timber to get back. And then when Timber got back, then he had the surgery. And then Timber was flogged all the way through until Ben White came back. Ben White missed training the last 2 days as well, DJ. He might be training on his own. He missed them the last 2 days. So he wasn't even training. There's rumors, or not even rumors, apparently it's fact because it was an open training session, that Zinchenko was at right back in training, right? So he's already making plans for it. If he plays a left back at right back, because we're at home to Leeds, it proves everything you need to know about this manager, because when it was a Champions League game, he played Timber regardless of him being injured. So when it matters, he'll push them through. And when it's a game he thinks, I think I can get away with it here, I'll just play, a left back because we'll be all right. He could play Mascara. He could end up playing, which Pep would do. Pep would just throw the young lad in and say, right, out you go on. I'm not going to risk the players. Out you go, play. You go do your thing. This guy, I still think we'll see either Ben White or Timber playing, by the way. I think he's just getting ready in case they properly break down, which is just even more ridiculous on this manager. But the injuries are going to pile up. And just to touch on Saka, we covered it last night, and I covered this about 3 days ago on my breakfast show. And I was talking about that I think he could be permanently done like Michael Owen, right, where he loses 15% of that burst of pace that makes him what he is, right, the burst of pace.
I said it's
and I got a little choked up talking about it because we had said over and over again, DJ, don't let him touch grass. No, please don't let him. Me, you, Lee, all of us on the panel, and all of the top gooners that were on the same panel said if he's fit, he needs to play. If he's back, he needs to play. And we were saying, you don't understand. Even if he's not fit, this manager will say he's fit. And this manager will tell him he's fit. He came straight out. It's all in his head, guys. It's all in his head, guys. That's what he said when he brought him back. It's all in really that 15-inch scar on his leg. That's not in his head, mate. That's real, right? Because he can reach down and touch it. So I do fear that if he loses that, we've seen it before, DJ. Yeah, anybody who's followed football for a long time has seen it with players, especially quick players. They get an injury like that, they rush back, and they just are never the same again, whether it's through more injuries time and time again, or they just lose that burst of pace. Michael Owen he lost that burst of pace, and his whole game was based on it, and he never really readjusted. Saka may readjust into a different position, but if he has done him permanent damage, Rashid got so annoyed last night, he said Saka should sue him. He should sue Arteta. You know what I mean? And
really?
He's got he got so annoyed about it because we're the fans that were so-called negative fans, but we love our club. So we love our players, and we think about the long term all the time. We think about the long term. It's why you and me, DJ, got absolutely pelters for saying even if Arteta wins the Champions League last season, I still want him gone. And people couldn't understand why we'd say something like that. And we're going, because it's in the long run. It's all about the long run. I don't want to see Dauman and Wanyeri, because let's get it right. If you look at all this golden generation, and it is a golden generation of youngsters he's been given. We haven't had this since the early 80s, late 70s, DJ, when all the Irish lads came through, the Liam Brady's, and then all the Rocastles and stuff came through. He's been given Miles Lewis-Skelly, Bukayo Saka, Wanyeri, Max Dauman, Emil Smith-Rowe, right? There's a lot of good players there. Right?
Nelson.
And then Nelson, and then you look at Joe Willocks of this world. These are all players that could have been really, really good. And he hasn't improved any of them. People will say he's improved Saka. He hasn't. It's like when they say, if Arteta wins the league this year, then were you wrong about him? And you go, no, because the last 5 years, we could have won 2 leagues, or we could have won a Champions League with a proper manager. With Saka, I've always said, when Kenny's getting pelters for saying that he's not world-class, he's not. But I'm telling you one thing, if we had Wenger as manager through this time, Saka would be world-class by now. He'd be world-class by now. If he had a proper manager who knows how to let him off the leash, imagine he was allowed to still keep playing for the last 3 years like he was in 22, 23. Imagine he had 3 more years of that freedom, of not having to track back all the time, of just attacking and taking shots when he wants and taking players on and not getting bollocked for trying something strange. This is what this manager does. He kills talent. So one of the main reasons I want him gone is that he doesn't get his hands on. He's already got his claws into Wanyeri. I've said it before. I saw him against, I think it was Brentford last season, when he took the ball down outside the box, shifted inside, and I thought, well, he's going to smack it. And then he stopped and laid it back, and I went, he's got to you already.
He's
already gotten to you.
Wanyeri's going out on
loan. I would have, someone put it in my chat, and it's a great idea. I would have sent him to Palace.
He's going out on loan.
He should have gone to Palace. He should have been part of the Palace deal.
Smith-Rowe Mark II.
I would have sent him over to Glasner and said, here, look, play him in the Eze role for a year.
Yeah,
We'll take Eze. That's what
100%.
I would. That was a great point. Someone put that in my chat. I'd be sending him out on
He's,
loan.
I said that, and I got, I got people disagree with me. I said that Wanyeri's been sold a dream. You're going to play centre. You're going to have more central position. Now Eze's popped up. I can't see Wanyeri getting.
And I think Wanyeri was always going to be Saka's cover.
Can't see it
For the rare time when he doesn't play Saka. But now that's Madwakey, because he's going to play Eze out to the left and he'll have Trossard out there. Wanyeri's done. He's not going to get any football under this.
No. Tara, do you know what, right? I was having a little think about this, and Shane touched on it, and it brought me in nicely. When you list all these players that he's had, Skelly, Wanyeri, Dowman, Nelson, Willock, all these players, all these young players, any decent manager would have got these players to be of good quality, because they're Premiership players. They're at a big club like Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of money we could have saved if he'd have developed these young players.
Yeah.
I mean, how have like Emil Smith-Rowe's and Nelson's and all of this, how has this been allowed to happen? And this is what I'm saying. A lot of the Arsenal fans don't see this because they live in the moment. I always say they just live in the moment. I don't even listen to them. They just live for today. They don't want to know what's gone on. But all these young players that have fallen off, Emil Smith-Rowe's and everything, he even got an England call up at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now he's like off to Fulham. Nelson just pushed to one side. How has this manager done this, and how has the club let it happen? I'm baffled by it, man.
I've always said that he's one of the luckiest managers alive.
Mm-hmm.
Because even the youngsters that you just named off, he only played them because everyone else had COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, he stumbled into that accidentally, and he's been given all this young talent, but he's also been given a boatload of money to put pieces around him. So a manager who's worth his salt, you give him this young talent, you give him a Declan Rice, you give him all these other players that Arteta has been given, then you give him this much time to work with them, and they still haven't developed. Yeah, he's the common denominator. And the thing with the Eze signing, where I think it puts us one step closer to him being exposed, one step closer to him being sacked, or one step closer to us lifting a trophy, right? Because he can't get away with this anymore. You have your striker, you have your squad. Every single manager in the world, if you interview them and ask them, what do you need to win? They say, we need time. Well, Arteta's been given time. Oh, I need money. He's been given money. He's been given all the resources. Now, he can't. There are excuses that the excuse express are trying to use, but they can't run. He can't say, I didn't have a preseason. No, I can't run. I didn't get my players in time. Well, you started with 3 points even without Eze. That can't run. There is no excuse that he can now use why this team can't win. So, and I'm here for it. That's the biggest thing I love about the Eze signing. The thing I hate about it is that we only did it because of a reaction to an injury and all that. But I love it because, one, he's a good player, and two, it takes us one step closer to the manager being exposed for Mr. Competing, Mr. Challenging. The Arteta style competes, it challenges, it just doesn't win. And we have to move on to the winning phase of the process.
Yeah, exactly. It has to go on, and it has to start, convincing Leeds tomorrow. Big up the chat. Thank you for all joining us this afternoon. Make sure their channels are in the chat. Please make sure that you sub to BBk Sports and get his numbers up. And obviously Shane Gooner, if you've already subbed, thank you very much indeed. It's much appreciated. If you haven't, why not? It doesn't cost anything. Just go and sub to us. And smash the likes on the channels as well, guys. So tomorrow, Shane, Arsenal v Leeds. What can I say? I don't just want a result, Shane.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I want 3 points. Yeah. First home game of the season. We don't notoriously play well first home game of the season. Not under this manager anyway, for some reason or other. It's normally a snore fest, to be honest. However, I'm not, after that performance against Manchester United, I want to convince him win, Shane.
Mm-hmm.
If we walk out of there and we've stunk the place out and we've taken 3 points, I'm still feeling a bit bitter. I don't just want 3 points. I want us to put in a performance that actually says we're going to make a mark this season. Well, what's your views on tomorrow? By the way, Leeds is not going to be easy. Leeds is
No.
not going to be easy.
No.
What do you reckon, Shane?
Yeah, this is how little faith I have in this manager that I would be happy seeing Gyökeres have 2 or 3 shots that aren't with his head. That's how low my standards are at the moment. I want to see him get played into positions where we know he can be dangerous. I want to see that the team are trying to find his runs, that he isn't just tracking back and he isn't just, playing the false 9 that this manager is going to try and turn him into. I'm with you. I would take a 2-0 if we play quicker and we move the ball forward and we find Gyökeres where he's meant to be found, and Odegaard has a good game and Zubamendi actually looks like he can do something, and he doesn't risk players and we don't get any injuries as well, which I think most games we're going to get injuries this season. But that's how low my standards are for this manager right now. I just want to see him actually use players to their strengths. That's the bare minimum that he should be doing. But if we don't score early, there's always a chance. And many times that we were diabolical at home last season. Taryn touched on it on my show last night. The amount of games we either threw away that we didn't perform. Remember the Ipswich game, the 1-0? It was the worst I've ever seen us play. It was horrendous. And then we scraped the 1-0 win. Leicester
weren't much better either, Shane.
Yeah, we're 2-0 up, threw it away to 2-2. Got a lucky goal to make it 3-2. You know what? I don't know, man. I just have so little faith in this guy. I want to see that I'm wrong about Saka. I want to see him sprinting and stuff like that. Again, I just don't see it happening. But I wouldn't mind Gyökeres just being found, even if he doesn't score, even if he's just getting found in those positions and he's not waiting 10 minutes for the ball at a time, because we see what happens with any striker. Haaland will be the same. If he's waiting that long for a ball, when he gets it, he'll snatch at it first chance and then he'll bury the next. So this guy needs constant chances. I don't care if he misses 4 or 5 chances once he's getting played into those situations where he can be dangerous, because then I know, well, he will score. He will score. But, I just want to see a better performance. But if we don't score early, we could be in trouble, because they could nick one before half-time or they could put us under the cosh. And, let's get it right. I mean, Leeds are Leeds. Their fans are going to come there. They're going to kick up a storm. If we don't score early, they're going to get even more boisterous. And let's remember our home form from last season. You know what I mean? It doesn't change just because we got a few new shiny toys. Let's remember the kid that's playing with them. Let's remember this is Sid from Toy Story, man. He decapitates new toys, and he puts them all together in different ways, man. This guy, he might have shiny new toys, but they'll be fairly scuffed after a day or two of playing under this manager. So I just want to see, like you, a good performance, a comfortable win, and I don't want to be coming out of it like you going, we're going to get smashed at Anfield. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. I want to see that we'll be able to put up a fight at Anfield.
Do we think he's going to set up in a low block for us? Because that's the excuse, Leeds is in a low block. But Man United didn't set up a low block. They actually played. They came at us and we couldn't break them down.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
Frank said he won't, but he will. He'll hit us on the counter attack, and we are useless on the counter attack at defending it. Useless.
Leeds have got some players in midfield that are pacey, that like to get forward and get beyond defenders. I think Leeds, and I've said this before, with Leeds tomorrow, it's a shot to nothing for them. They've got nothing to lose whatsoever. It's the second game of the season. Tomorrow's game is not going to determine where they finish in the league, whether they get relegated or whether they stay in the Premiership. They know that they're probably going to lose tomorrow. So this is something that they can go and enjoy. It's a one-off. They're expected to lose. Their fans are expected to lose. If they lose, no one's really going to be bothered by it. But if they go there and get a draw and go there and nick a win, that is going to kickstart their season. They've got nothing to lose whatsoever. They've still got plenty of season to recover. So it's going to be a low block. But I think they're going to hit us on the counter. And I'll be honest with you, we've got to deal with it, because our left side, especially the left side of the defence, is very, very shaky. But how can you see it going, Taryn? I mean, can you see us blowing them away, or can you see us playing with any injection or pace, or can you see it again being tappy, slow build up? just trying to make openings. And do you reckon Gyökeres is going to get on the score sheet tomorrow? And,
Yeah,
and what do we need to do to get him on that score sheet?
Yeah, he has to score. He has to score before we go to Anfield. I can't have him at Anfield with that monkey on his back with the pressure of not having scored a Premier League goal. He must score. I think we'll start strong. You know, there are many games at the Emirates where we come out and we blitz teams for the first 20 minutes. But the problem is if we don't score, then we look like we're out of ideas. We don't keep going like a Liverpool and keep going, and eventually they crack. Leeds is a newly promoted side. We need to treat them as such, right? Like we see Burnley go to the Tottenham Stadium last week and held 3. You know, Leeds coming to the Emirates to a team that's meant to be in a title race this year. I see someone asked it in the chat earlier, are we in a title race? We must. You know, we have to. I can see this being a very difficult game with a comfortable scoreline in the end, kind of like the Leicester City 2-0 last year with those late goals from Moreno. You know, you look at the scoreline now, it looks like we convincingly beat them, but it was really a tough game up until that, 81st minute. I remember Ethan was the man of the match that game, by the way, and he hasn't seen the pitch, seen many minutes since then. But yeah, we have to beat Leeds. If we can't beat Leeds at home, especially if they don't set up in a low block, then yeah, let's just write the season off because there's no we can go to Anfield and get 3 points. And I'm looking for 3 points at Anfield. If you're gonna lay a marker down and take that next step, you can't be going to the Etihad and enjoying all the time and going to Liverpool and enjoying all the time and thinking that it's a flex. You have to start winning some of these games. Big away wins are hallmarks of a championship team, and yeah, we it's Leeds at the Emirates. First game, we can't let them be up for the game more than we have. So yeah, 3 points. It's a must win. Cup final, like Kenny Ken says.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I mean, it is a must win. We can't come out of there with a draw, can we? We just can't come out of there with a draw. Left hand side, how are we going to do this? Because I've heard rumours, and these are only rumours, and don't don't get on my back for it, but these are rumours. I've heard rumours like Madueke playing on the right, Saka being on the left.
Yeah.
Now, you remember when Saka played at left back that spell, and he done all right, to be honest with you. So, is he going to be brave enough to experiment with something like that on the second game, Shane? Can you see Madueke playing on the right, Saka on the left, or who would you start on the left? Put it that way.
For me, with Bollocks out the left, there's no one we can start there that I'd be confident with. I suppose Trossard would be, because he's signed a new contract or whatever. I can see that happening. But I think it'd be Madueke on the left. I really do. I think Saka will be on the right as he always is. He's not going to change him now. It'll be Saka on the right and either Madueke or Trossard on the left. I think Martinelli will get thrown on the bench. If he starts Martinelli, dear God, maybe he will hope that he scores because it's at Leeds. But I think it's between Madueke and Trossard, I think, for the left. And I think that'll be the only change, really, from the first game. I think the left is the only one. And I wouldn't be shocked if he went in with the exact same team, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah. But I think with Trossard after signing a new contract, maybe. But if I was to put money on it, I think it'd be Madueke out the left and Saka out the right.
I think he starts Martinelli.
You think you'll start Martinelli, Taron?
I think he goes with the same thing. He'll start Martinelli, especially if he starts Calafiori. Because in that Man United game, Man United would do a diagonal switch, and it wasn't even a bullet pass. It would be a looping pass that hangs in the air for extended period of time, and the ball would land, and Buemo would get it and still have acres of space. That's how open that left back spot was. He had space and time to run into every single time they made that diagonal switch because Calafiori's defensive awareness is atrocious. I don't know if that's instruction or he's just told to bump forward. But because of that reason, even if Skelly likes to go forward as well, he likes Martinelli's defensive work rate when one of those go forward. So I think he will start one of them. I think he will be Martinelli.
I can see him starting Martinelli on the left. I can see him going in a similar situation as and Calafiori left back. I really can. But I mean, whatever he starts, it's got to work. It's got to work. The only problem is now he hasn't got Havertz to bring on for Gyökeres. So Gyökeres looks like he's going to have to play 90 minutes because when you see in previous games, the substitution has been Gyökeres for Havertz around about 65, 70 minutes. He's going to have to play Gyökeres now probably the whole way through the game. So And he looked tired towards the end because the amount of running he was doing to try and make space and make things happen. How do you think the leader? See, how do you think they're going to cope? How do you think we're going to cope with that? Is Gyökeres going to last 90 minutes, or is he going to? Are we going to struggle with that, Shane? I mean, because there's no one to replace him, is there? Oh, Marino! Don't forget Marino.
Yeah, Marino, and Trossard again. I think Trossard might come on for him. I think Trossard might come on from to show that this is why we kept him on. But I was dead certain that Havertz would have started this game. I really was if he hadn't got injured. And then I said I would have hoped he scored. Gyökeres again doesn't look fit, so he won't be able to play the full 90. He just won't. And don't be if he forces him into the full 90, he can pull up with a hamstring or something. And imagine that, like literally, like just imagine it. And then the top gooners will have all their excuses, but they won't realise that it's because the guy's not fit and he's been forced to play. They'd never look at it that way. They go, "Oh, it's so unlucky. Give him another year now. He hasn't got a striker," and blah 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 blah. And as someone put up earlier, don't be surprised this season as well if at some point you see Eze in the false nine, because I can see that happening as well. For tough away games, he'll put Eze in the false nine. But Gyökeres should only play 60, to be fair, if he's not fully fit. And then if we are winning 2-0, then throw Trossard or someone up front, or even Marino. If it's a matter of getting him off, to keep him fit, and we're already winning by a bit, just do it. But we'll see. We'll see. This is the thing. If someone put it there. Yeah, the Havertz injury is really bad. Yeah, someone else said as well that could be it for him. When you think about it, if it's in the other leg, I'm not sure what leg it's in, but if it's in the other leg that he from the grade 3 hamstring, the odds of seeing that guy ever being, not that he was ever good, but he's just another player who's going to sit there on the bench earning 280 grand a week until his contract runs out. But look, when it comes to Gyökeres, if he's not fit, you just can't risk it. I'm sorry, you just have to play him for 60 minutes and take him off, or whoever. But we know this manager, he probably will run him into the ground. And even then, the only thing I will say that might be a saving grace for Gyökeres if he's not fit is that I get the feeling that this manager would be happy enough to sabotage that signing just to say, you should have got me Sesko. So he might still sub him off. So it might be a blessing in disguise, the way this manager's mind works, that he might sub him off if he hasn't scored and bring on Trossard or something. You have to use your squad. You do have to utilise your squad. Sadly, just the backups we have just aren't good enough. And they haven't been under this manager.
No, facts. And the thing is, though, you say about Havertz's injury could be long term. Shane, Taron, when you think about it, we've got 280 grand a week and 260 odd grand a week sitting on the sick bed. 7 years in nearly with this football manager and all this money spent, and we haven't got a backup striker for Gyökeres. The two players that we've got, bearing in mind Havertz is not a striker. The two strikers we've got as backup for Gyökeres are on over £200,000 a week, and none of them are fit to play. I mean, this is another thing that people overlook. Yeah, Eze is coming in and it's all fine and dandy and great, but where's the backup striker for Gyökeres? We've got Marino, who's a midfield player. Make it make sense, man. I can't make it make sense.
Yeah, Havertz was already unsellable before the injury with that contract and his form. Like one of the most criminal offenses this club has ever committed was signing Kai Havertz and making him the highest paid player at our club before he even kicked the ball, coming off a title charge. That was criminal. I don't know whose idea that was, but that you need to be sacked just off that alone. Kai Havertz, the highest paid player at the Arsenal Football Club before he kicked the ball. That's criminal. And We've talked about how is it possible that we're $1 billion in, we still need a left back and a left winger. But now you can throw striker into that. You can throw striker into what we need now. You know how much strikers cost, backup strikers. Because I've seen a list of the available backup strikers yesterday that Arsenal could use now that Havertz is injured. And it's not, they're not very cheap. There's Sorloth on there. There's Ollie Watkins. There's a couple of other guys and two of the Chelsea rejects as well on there, Madueke and Nkunku and Jackson. And they want big money for those backups.
Has Calvert-Lewin signed for anyone yet? Has he?
Yeah, I think he signed for who did he sign for? I think he did sign for someone. He can go to
Antonio from West Ham. I mean, he wasn't given a contract, was he? I mean,
AFTV were mentioning Vardy apparently the other day.
Red Bull merchant.
But this is what I'm saying. We haven't had our deadline disaster day yet, guys, have we? We've still got the window, and that leads me nicely on. What do you think? Is our deadline day? Are we done now? Are we done now, or are we going to bring in? Look, you got to mention him. Look, Rodrigo.
It's not happening. Never happened.
It's never happening, is it, guys? This guy ain't coming, is he? We know that.
No.
We know that. But there's still rumbles amongst other channels that we can go out and get this fella. Are we done in the signings now? Is that it? Is Eze now, by default, or can you see anyone coming in before the end of the window shuts?
No, I think that's it. And Joe, what's really weird about it is I thought it was it before the Eze thing. And now that we've just, like Taron said, suddenly we had the money and we whipped it out and said, oh, there it is. I didn't see that 60 million line there. Sorry, I apologise. I thought we had to make player sales. The funny thing is now that we've signed Eze, I'm more thinking maybe there is a slim chance we'll sign someone else. But if it is, it'll be a loan. It'll be like that, a Nicholas Jackson or something. But even if it was a Boniface or someone like that who's 31 and had scored a lot of goals, if they're just coming in to cover for Havertz, I'd have no problem with that, man. I'd have no problem with getting someone experienced that will sit on the bench and will cover for Gyökeres, because we do need another striker. But people are saying left winger, and as I keep saying, in Arteta's mind, we are stacked on the left wing. There's no way he wants another left wing. What's he going to do then? You know what I mean? Where's he going to play all these players? He doesn't know how to rotate. So again, if it's just Berta just piling these players onto and going up, no excuses. Here's another one. Every time he turns up for training, here's another one. No excuses. And I tell you, off me, man. I have no excuses left here. So is it over for us? If I had to bet my last few quid, I'd say yes. But I wouldn't be shocked if another player comes in. And that's mad to me, by the way. But look, the way we've moved so far, who knows? I just want to see outgoings now. I want to see Martinelli gone for his sake. I want to see Zinchenko gone. I want to see all of these players gone. But I don't think they will be. I think Martinelli might be the only one we sell. And that's if he's willing to go to Saudi and stuff in the World Cup year. I don't think he would be.
I'm with you, Shane. I want to see outgoings. And I've said this about Martinelli for his own sake. He's got to get out of this football club because I think his days are done here. I can't see him improving. I can see him getting worse. And what I don't want to see with Martinelli is the crowd really turning on him. You're going to have pockets of the crowd really turning on him. And I don't want that, because it's not his fault. It's not his fault the way he's sort of fallen off of a cliff under this guy. So I don't want to see that. So can you see him moving to Saudi? I can't see it myself. I think he's gonna stay here, but I'd like to see him go. I really would. And that's not because I want to see players leave Arsenal. Of course I don't, but I think for his own sake he's got to go, hasn't he?
Yeah, and it's the thing is that when people ask me about Martinelli, and I'm sure he's a great kid, and the left wing, I mention one name. I usually say Robert Perez, and I say that's the level. That's the level. Or Alexis Sanchez, that's the level. Martinelli is nowhere near that. That Rodrigo, that's the closest guy on the market that we could get. That would get us close to Robert Perez's level. But I do think we are done, because the people who are saying the Rodrigo thing still might happen are the same people who thought the window was done, and bang, Eze came out the blue. So now we're saying, okay, well, we didn't see that coming, so maybe there's a slim chance that the Rodrigo thing might happen. But I think the window closes and he is still a Real Madrid player. The best we can probably do is a loan in January when he realizes that Xabi Alonso is really not playing him and he's not going to make the World Cup squad. Then maybe he'll push for a loan, because he must get minutes at a big club and play well for Carlo to select him in that Brazil squad, because it was Carlo that didn't play him in his position at Real Madrid in the first place. But yeah, I think we're finished. I think this is our transfer window. This is our squad. Think it was. Mikhail, your move, mate.
I mean, I said we were done. Like 2 weeks ago. I said when we done the Madueke deal, we was done, and now I'm sort of got a little bit of egg on my face because Eze's coming. But having said that, I haven't really got egg on my face, because that deal would never have gone ahead if Havertz hadn't got injured. It was never ever going to happen. Eze would have gone to Spurs as planned. It was never going to happen, and. So then we look at the squad now, guys. We look at the squad that we've got. Look at the current players that we've got. We're minus Havertz, obviously. Eze's taken Havertz's place, if you like. Have we done enough, Shane, to win this Premiership? Have we done enough? Because me and you have been saying fifth. I'm slightly changing my mind a little bit and say that we probably get a comfortable fourth, pushing for third, with Eze coming in, if he plays him correctly. But I'm still not convinced we've done enough to actually challenge the Man City and the Liverpool for the title. I still don't think we've done enough, even with Eze at the club.
No. Look, we said it before that you could give this guy, prime Messi, prime Ronaldo, he'd find a way to not win the league. He doesn't have it in him. He's not a winner. He wasn't as a player, and he's not as a manager. He doesn't have the mentality. He's too self-serving. He's, I said fifth as well, and now with the way Chelsea and stuff are moving, I still think they'll finish ahead of us, and I still think fifth is very, very it's very, very big possibility. If we do finish third, we will still finish 15 to 20 points off the top two, in my eyes. I think we're going to really have a stage where we just can't string a win together. It's all going to fall apart with injuries. Even if we don't get injuries, I just think this manager has just lost it. Now, you can see it. Teams have happened with Mourinho that time, with Chelsea, when they won the league and they were in 12th the next season. It can just happen. You can turn. And I feel that is happening right now. I just look at the players. I think he doesn't even know what he's telling them to go out and do. It's just that one tactic, and it's all they know. And he's drilled it into them so much that when it gets found out, we just don't have a plan B. So listen, I said fifth before the transfer window. I'll stick with it. I expected Newcastle to do more, but who knows? They could keep Isak now, and maybe they'll say to him, "We'll double your money. Stay for one more year. We'll let you go." He might be happy enough to stay. You don't know. You know what I mean? But Newcastle need to sign. Again, they could, but if they lose to Liverpool, they're going to get 1 point out of their first two, and it suddenly looks a bit iffy for them. But they started like that last season, and then they came out of the traps. So I still have us for fourth or fifth. I think it won't be enough to keep his job, and that's all we can hope for. I don't want him stinking out a fucking League Cup or something and keeping his job. I really don't, because it's just the long-term damage. But if we do finish third, if we somehow get third, if everybody else falls away, we will finish 15 to 20 points off the top two, in my eyes, or definitely 15 to 20 points off second.
I'm with you,
Shane. I just think that we're that far behind, literally manager-wise. I think if Slot was to take us over, we'd suddenly challenge for the league, or if Pep was to take us over now, we'd challenge for the league. If you gave Arteta, City those 2 years and they beat us to the league, and gave Pep Arsenal in those 2 years, Arsenal win the league both years, and City don't. That's just the way it is, with a difference in the manager. But that's how little faith I have in him.
It's facts. I'm with you, Shane. I believe. I'm not convinced. It doesn't matter what players we've got at this football club. I think the root problem is, and I've said this all along, is the manager. I don't think he's going to get the best out of us. I can see us finishing fourth. Okay, I think Chelsea have got a bit of work to do, and I think they'll concentrate more on the Champions League. But I can't see us winning the title under this manager. And it doesn't matter what players. You can give me Rodrigo, you can give me Eze, you can give me Gyökeres, you can give me Sesko, all in the one team. We ain't winning the league under this football manager. Taron, where are we going to finish, my friend? Do you think we're going to... Have we done enough to challenge?
Yeah, we'll challenge, but that's my problem. We'll only challenge. We'll only compete. His way won't win, and that's the Arteta tax is the reason. The tax is real. It's just too much. If I look at all things being equal, even though they say football is not linear when it's against them, but when it's for him, they make a linear argument, like keep digging. Well, that's a linear argument. But when they say, if you look at the facts, right, Liverpool and Man City, they have a better manager than us, a better squad, and they've had a better window. So with all things being equal, I don't expect us to now, for us to win the league, not challenge, not compete. For us to win, we have to get the players in our squad to overperform. Who's charged with that responsibility? Arteta. I don't trust him to do that. So right now it's looking like a third at best. God, to everyone in the chat and us three, I know we're wrong about this, and we get to match week 35 with the league title in our hands, where you win 3 games, you win the league, or you don't lose any games and you win the league. Fair play. But yeah, I've seen enough not to have any confidence that we can leapfrog them too, because we've been in a title race with just one of them and couldn't get it done. Now we're competing with both. It's going to be very difficult. I don't think he can beat both Slot and Pep to a league title.
No, exactly, exactly. And it's got, as I said, if we're going to put a marker down, it's got to be tomorrow. We've got to go out against Leeds. Got to really show an attacking flair. Just want to ask you as well, though. Can you see anyone coming. Can you see Ezard and Odegaard playing together in the same team? Can you see Odegaard like Eze playing a more central role? Can you see this manager being brave enough to perhaps drop Zubamendi and just have the one sitting in the front back four like Rice and have Eze and Odegaard sort of in the centre just behind? Can't see it.
No. We saw it last season. And it was one of the things that I used to get so furious about was, why are we lining up at home against an Ipswich with Partey and Rice playing? Rest Partey, play Rice in the 6 and play Eaton and Odegaard and hit them early. A proper manager would do that, would adjust his tactics, say, right, we're at home to a low block. I'm not going to wait till the 70 minutes gone and we haven't broken it down to bring on all the attacking players. I'm going to start with them, bury them 3-0, and then we can sit back. He will start with the same midfield if they're fit every single game. It'll be Zubamendi, Rice, Odegaard. I think the only way we would see an Eze and an Odegaard together is if Rice is injured or Zubamendi suspended or one of the other, and Rice has to go back into the 6. But even then, I think you play Norgard in the 6 and still stick with Rice in the 8, because this Rice in the 8 thing is another one of his signing Chelsea rejects. It's I will prove everybody wrong. I'll keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it until it works, and then I go, see, I was right. It's the same with inverted left backs. Keep doing it. No matter how many times you get caught out, keep doing it, keep doing it. It's the same thing with the dark arts. No matter how many times you get red cards, yellow cards, keep doing it, keep doing it. It's the same with the shoehorn passing. Everybody's saying it doesn't work. Keep doing it. So Rice will be in the 8 as long as he's fit, which he's not, by the way. So as long as he can walk, he'll be in the 8. And Odegaard will always play. Eze will get minutes out the left. He'll get in the 10 in the League Cup, maybe. And then even then, he might be wary of it in case he bangs in a hat-trick and, he has to go, okay, now I have to play him there. So everything we say, like when we're picking a lineup and stuff like that, we always have to pick one that we think he should do, and then one that we know he'll do. Because the one we know he'll do will only ever be one player out at most. Normally, you'll get it spot on, but it'll be one player out. We could pick the team for tomorrow, and I think at most we'd be 2 out because we don't know the fitness of the right backs. Yeah. But I think we'd be very, very close. We can pick the midfield right now. We can pick the midfield right now.
We know what the midfield's going to be.
Yeah.
And
we can pick 2 centre-backs guaranteed, goalkeeper guaranteed. I think Calafiori again. And if Timber or White, whichever one can walk, is playing. If not, if they're both too bad, then we might see a change of a Mosquera or something like that. But like it is, like default, unless it's enforced on him, we'd be able to pick his team. Unless something's enforced on him, like an injury or suspension, you could pick his 11 pretty much every game, which means the opposition managers can as well.
Yeah, no, do you know what? And it's really frustrating with me because we've got players that can do that defensive midfield role, just sitting in front of the back four to allow the other players to express themselves. We've got that situation. You've got Norgard in there that can do that job. Zubamendi now can do that job. Rice can definitely do that job. So why can't he just go, like, especially against Leeds, why can't he just go, right, let's sit Rice in the middle. I'm going to put Wanyeri and Odegaard in the same team, Martinelli on the left. Why can't he do that, Taryn? Why is he just trying to prove a point because it's his way or no way? Or
That's
because I sit there and I go, be more creative. We don't need to play 2 defensive midfield players. We've got all this talent on the bench. What are we doing? I can't see Eze and Odegaard ever playing together because he won't even play Wanyeri and Odegaard.
Yeah, that won't be the only time I can possibly see Odegaard and Eze on the pitch together is if we're chasing a game and he's desperate and he just flings them on. Like we're desperate. We won't start games like that. We should against Leeds at home, Sunderland at home. You should be able to start one defensive midfielder when you know you're going to have 70% possession of the ball. You don't need 2 defensive midfielders, right?
You could even go without one, Tara. You could even go without one. Pep sometimes for a game like that would play like, Bernardo Silva in the 6 because he knows he's just going to be recycling the ball.
Especially, that's a great point, especially since we have the best defense. So it's not like our defense is shaky. You have 2 of the best center backs in the world. You've had the best defense in the Premier League 2 years running. Trust them. And then you go play attacking football. Then you can properly manage because you're up 4-0. You can rotate and save legs. This is what Pep has been the master at when he's able to rest guys throughout the season. And then March, their legs are still fresh and they can go for that gauntlet and win 11 games in a row and catch Liverpool with 97 points on the board and still win the league over them. But I don't see it. Part of it is because if you play all these attacking players like to play fast. They don't have time to look over to the manager for instruction. And if you notice, you go to games, you see him there on the sideline dictating every pass. Pass here, move there, pass here, move there. That's it. That's part of it for me. He's under him. We won't see 5 attackers in a flat midfield of 1-6 or maybe no 6, like Shane just pointed out. But he's the common denominator, man. Under another manager, we could see Ethan, go to another level. But under this manager,
that's the thing, though, Taron, isn't it? Like a proper manager would be. You wouldn't be able to pick his team beforehand. Right. You go and you get excited and you go, oh, brilliant! We're starting with Lewis Skelly in the 6 today and Wanyeri in the 10 and Odegaard in the 8 because we're playing, at home to Brighton, and he figures that they'll be better breaking. Okay, Zubimendi's getting a rest and Rice is getting a rest, but also it's a tactical thing as well. The same team with the same tactics all the time, and people say he had to do it last season, but this is what these top gooners do. They dismiss the previous years when he did the exact same thing. He did the exact same thing. I always say this, 22-23, when we were on fire and we were attacking teams, Saliba got injured and Ben White, I think, got injured as well, or Tomiyasu, one of them around the same time. And people say, oh, that was when we lost the league. It wasn't. It was Sean Dyche's first game for Everton. He stunk us out. They beat us 1-0 with a low block. And every other manager went, oh, do you know what? That's how you do it. That's how you stop them. And then the second half of the season, we started to gradually drop points because every team that came back around to play us that we had ripped apart earlier in the season, you put up a low block. He doesn't know how to beat it. That was when we lost the league, when he got found out. And then he hasn't been able to figure it out since. He hasn't been able to figure it out since. 3 years we're sitting here watching a manager make the same mistakes again and again and again and again. And he keeps getting excuses made for him. That's why I say that these top gooners and these channels, these AFTVs and these Semius and these Cantons, they child-proof everything for this guy. They put all down that so wherever he falls, he doesn't hurt himself. And they're there to pick him up because the excuses have started already. Oh, this referee supports Liverpool for the Leeds game.
Oh, no, that's another one.
No, Gal came out with that. Oh, he supports Liverpool.
Is it
he can never ref a top game. Is that what he's saying? He can't ref any team that's up there in the top half of the table. Ridiculous.
Shane, am I getting this right? Is this the narrative at the moment? Is the referee that's refereeing the game tomorrow is a Liverpool fan?
Yeah, so he's going to slip up us because we're challenging Liverpool to the league.
So if because we're challenging Liverpool
in the 80s.
to the league,
yeah. So we can't ref City games.
Saying you've got all this crap coming out that he's going to be against Arsenal tomorrow and give red cards.
Yeah, it's all lined up. It's all lined up already, ready to go. So that means he can't ref Chelsea. Yeah. They've started. Gal came out with it. Loads of them have. That means he can't ref Chelsea games. Then he can't ref City games. He can't ref Liverpool games. Maybe don't even let him ref Everton games then because so what's he meant to do? It's absolutely outrageous. But the excuses will start. Havertz is injured. And then when Gyökeres gets injured, they'll say, well, he didn't have anyone to sub in from. They should have got him a backup striker. They should have done this. They should have done that. The board should have done this. The board have to get him as left winger. I heard Pink has come out and say, oh, well, when it looked like Eze was going to Tottenham, if Bertha doesn't get Arteta his left winger, then he has to go. He got him as left winger. It's Matt Wakey. That's who Arteta wanted. That's who he got for him, mate. All right? So this excuses, that's what we are. We're a team of excuses. And you've seen it, DJ. You've seen it many a time. You to be on Dan Potts. Big up to Dan Potts. And you can say what you want about this club. You can criticize them. You can say the club haven't done this. I don't think the club's done enough. And they'll go, oh, yeah, well, kind of. But if you say the exact same sentence but change club to Arteta, they fly off the handle. They fly off the handle. And I've had them come out saying, we don't get to celebrate, by the way. Apparently, we don't get to celebrate if we win something this year because we never believed. So we don't get to celebrate. We don't deserve it. We don't deserve Arsenal to win. So when they do, we don't get to celebrate. This absolute nonsense that they speak. And these are the same fans, by the way, DJ, that leave the game early. These are the same, when they go, and these are the same fans that by the time they've got through the turnstile, they're over it. They're over it like that.
They're in the pub celebrating. I listen to it all the time. I'm devastated. Yeah. When I walk out that ground, I just want to get home and drown my sorrows.
The day leading up to a match, I'm useless to anybody, DJ. And the day leading up to a match, I'm nervous. My hands are sweating. And to the point where I get mad at myself, going, "You shouldn't take it this serious." But I can't stop now. It's been since I was a kid. It's ingrained in me. But these are the guys. These are the same guys that a lot of them supported other teams growing up, DJ. So
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I can't believe the referee situation because as you
it's all been laid. It's all been laid.
Referee tomorrow then because Man City are challenging for the league, so we can't referee any Man City games.
Chelsea.
It's ridiculous. Let's get.
Well, according to Arteta, there's 8 teams challenging for the league, so he can't ref any of them. He can only ref one game a week. Because according to Arteta, there's 8 teams that can win the league, so he can only ref one game a week, man. The same 2 teams all the time.
Oh, man.
Crazy work.
Nicholas Bavares, big up. Love the streams. Keep it up, DJ. Oh, cheers, my friend. Thank you for your support. And listen, guys, If smash the likes, make sure that the channels are in the chat. Make sure that you're subbing to these two legends and support us all you can. Smash the likes, sub. Even if you bump into their streams and you're just passing through, have a little listen to what they're doing. They're doing some great content, and just smash a like on it on the way out or on the way in. It all helps us, guys. You know, we've got to fly the flag here. We've got to fly the flag here, definitely. We've got Mr. Waffle in the house. Funny how it's okay for Arteta not to do his job, but when it comes to Berta, he's got to go. Yeah, that's going to be the narrative. Don't you worry about that, Waffle. You know the coup there. They've got Berta lined up. Don't you worry. It's all going to be Berta's fault if it goes wrong. I'll guarantee you it'll be Berta's fault if it all goes wrong. Kawaji's in the house. Big up Vincenzo. Vincenzo's in there. We've got them all in there. We had Jam Boy earlier. Everyone's been in. Boy Tendio, he's in as well. Liverpool supporter wants Leeds to win. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've got no problems at all with other fans coming in the chat, and I've said to you to a time and time again, everyone's welcome on this channel. We're all football fans at the end of the day. This is what we love. We love football. It's all about opinions. As long as it's clean, as long as it's healthy, I'm all for it. No problems at all, guys. No problems at all. DJ, is Neymar world class? No, he's not, as far as I'm concerned. He was when he was bang on his day, but no. Listen, world class to me, you've got to top some of the greats that I've been privileged to watch over the years. So
you put him next to Maradona.
Yeah, 1 billion spent. Carl Walsh, big up, Carl. Big up, my friend. 1 billion spent. This fan base, no excuses. Win me the league for the first time in 22 year or European competition in 32 years, or F off. Simple. We all echo that, my friend. Big up, Carl. No more excuses now. I've had enough of it. I'm sick to death with it. And I'll get more annoyed with the excuses than this manager at the moment, to be honest. Genuinely love watching your streams. Brett with Fresh Air, thank you very much. They all are, my friend. We do our best. We do our best. BBK and everyone, we all do our best with the streams. It's difficult, guys. It's a difficult thing, especially when you're up against, you know, other big streams out there. But hey, this is what we do. This is what we do, guys. Got a few games here to run through for tomorrow. Just give us a little prediction. Some tasty games coming up over the weekend. I'm looking forward to it as it happens. Let's start with City versus Spurs. How do you think that's going to go, guys? Are Spurs going to nick a little draw? Because they normally do well at Man City, don't they? I think their record's pretty healthy against Man City there. Or do you think City's just going to steamroll them?
Yeah, I think Thomas Frank will give Pep and Man City a different look, but City look good, man. They look good. That Reinders looks like he is.
Oh, Reinders.
Born in the Prem. Yeah, he's cooking. I think City will do a lot of damage if they survive, you know, this little wave of Rodri being out, and then you put Rodri in that midfield with Reinders. They look very, very dangerous. But I do rate Thomas Frank as a coach. I'm not going to pretend like I don't rate him as a coach just because he's at Tottenham now. I think he did well at Brentford tactically.
I think he's a brilliant coach.
Yeah, but yeah, for the Man City game, you know, I'm going 1-1.
You're going 1-1.
Yeah.
Shane, what do you reckon, brother? City versus Spurs.
City. I have City and Liverpool to win their first 8 games, so
yeah,
I have to go City. City are for the league for me. I said it. I said flip of a coin, but I lean towards City. Everybody was counting them out. I was on with people that were putting them in 4th, places like that, and then I said to them, really? So you're laughing at me saying Arsenal 5th, but you have City 4th. I think that there's more chance of Arsenal finishing 5th than City. Let's get it right. That's more of an that's more of an outrageous take. That's more of an outrageous take.
Yeah, no, you've said
City are going to blow teams away this season, and Rodri apparently is. I think he's back in training already.
Rodri and Reinders in midfield.
Imagine them together. Do you know who that reminds me of? With less of a bang, but considering modern football, you don't need it. T and Vieira, 6 foot odd, both good on the ball. Both good on the ball. 6 foot. We're going back in time because Liverpool this season are going to be like Kevin Keegan's Newcastle as well in the mid-90s. That's what they're going to be like. Just all out attack. They'll let in goals. But City and Liverpool will just come out of the blocks. I think Chelsea will hang on to their coattails here and there. They drew their first game, I know, but Chelsea, they have a good squad. But look, I see them. I see them beating Tottenham. I really do. It's City. I just see them going off on them. I really do.
3-0, 3-1 tomorrow, do you reckon?
I haven't done my Super 6 yet, but I'll give it a City or home, aren't they? Yeah, City or home.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-0. I'll go 3-0.
3-0. Yeah, they've got a blinding team. And do you know what? Big up to you, Shane, because you're about the only one that I know that have said City will win the league this year. Everyone's gone for Liverpool, including myself. I'm not gonna. There
was reasons behind it though, DJ. Like retaining the league is much harder than winning it. Wenger never did it. Only three
100%.
managers in Premier League history have retained it, and they're the legends of
100%.
Guardiola, Ferguson, and Mourinho. And then with that, I just think that Pep. I watched him in that FA Cup final, and I doing a watch now, and I said, I think he's going to resign at the end of this. He looked defeated. He just looked like he wasn't interested. And then I saw him about 2 weeks later doing an interview, and he looked refreshed. And I thought, right, he has got them. He's gone in and he's gone, sorry, Ederson, you've been a great servant, but that's it. Got to rip the Band-Aid off. It doesn't suit me anymore. I don't need a ball-playing keeper anymore. We're not doing that. We're going to play. I said to people that he's going to switch to more like Liverpool. He's going to play overlapping fullbacks. He's going to get rid of that inverted shit. That's what he's done. I saw then Jamie Carragher acting like he's got loads of insight. Oh, watch them, and it looks like they're going to play like Liverpool. And I'm sitting there going, you prick, you're getting paid loads of money. I said it 2 months ago, and you had to see them to do it. I should be on Sky Sports, man. I called it 2 months ago.
You should be, man.
No,
you
look,
should be.
Pep went a season without winning. He won't do it again. He won't.
And do you know what I like about Pep, and what I've noticed about Pep, and what great managers do? He's tactically changed the way he plays.
Realise it's not working anymore.
Have you noticed that?
It's not working anymore.
And have you noticed the way he's getting Reinders? He's playing through Reinders a little bit more, and he's giving Reinders that little free role, and that little pocket there where he can play and do stuff. And this is what our manager don't do. We're all regimented. I know exactly how Rice and Zubimendi are going to play as soon as the ball's kicked.
Yeah,
I know exactly how our midfield's going to play. There's no inventfulness there at all. There's
doesn't have it in him, DJ.
There's nothing.
Doesn't have it in
Whereas I look at
all
City,
he's doing, he's still living off the stuff he learned off Pep for 2 years. He's still just using that, recycling it over and over again.
Yep. And if you know what Rice and Zubimendi is going to do when they get the ball, the players know, the other coaches know. Predict.
Right.
It's
that's what I said before the PSG game, Tara.
I was just going to say, we are the most easiest team to play against because we can predict the starting 11. We can predict, most of the fans can predict the way we're going to play. And we're not even professional coaches. So can you imagine how, even the Leeds manager, because let's be honest, the Leeds manager tomorrow, he's been around. He's no fool.
Thomas Frank, But the thing is, DJ, they used to have to double up on Saka. They mightn't have to do that anymore.
No.
I mean, it's even easier. It's even easier.
They might not have to.
You don't even have to mark Odegaard.
Saka's going to have the World Cup in the back of his mind. I don't care what anyone says.
He won't make it. He won't make that.
Grade 3 hamstring, just coming back from injury, that he's going to have the World Cup in the back of his mind. So we're saying City a win. This is a tricky one for me. I've got this as a draw. Newcastle, Liverpool.
1-0 Liverpool. I'm going. I went 1-0 Liverpool. I think Liverpool
1-0.
Yeah, I think they nick it at the end. They just have this champions thing about them, right? I remember, and even though this one is not Anfield, I remember at Anfield, the title on the line, they go down 1-0 to Tottenham. Everyone gets excited. They finish the game 5-1. They just find a way, and that was before they had a team full of champions. They used to have sprinkled Salah and Alisson were the only champions. Now they have an entire team of champions who just know how to get it done. It will be a tough game because that Newcastle fans might throw egg at the Liverpool.
It's home, isn't it? It's St James's Park. It's home.
Do you remember the Liverpool there 2 years ago with down to 10 men, came back and won 2-1? Remember Darwin Núñez scored a screamer.
Darwin Núñez,
he did.
Do you know what? I don't know. I'm going to go for that. That it links to Liverpool being like Kevin Keegan, and it links to the classic English 4-3 Liverpool, man.
You're going high score.
4-3, like those classic 4-3s back in the day, man. There's going to be another 4-3. And Sky Sports are going to milk it. Sky Sports are going to milk. There was two in a row. Was
that Collymore, wasn't it?
Collymore got the winner, and it ended Newcastle's. And then the next season, Sky were building the game, going, "Can it happen again?" And then it did. It was 4-3 again.
Yeah, well, we got Rico going 1-1. We got boy Tendio going 3-1. I can see it being 1-0. I can see it being a bit Kawaji 3-3.
4-3. You heard of her first.
Yeah, Eze doesn't play left wing. Even Palace fans say he can't play. No, Mr. Waffle, facts, my friend. Big up to you, my friend. We've said it all along. If he plays left wing, he's killed him. If Eze plays left wing, it's another Martinelli.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned. Tonight's game. I mean, I'm not going through all the fixtures. I've just highlighted the main ones. West Ham, Chelsea tonight. West Ham are in. They're in trouble for me. West Ham. I think they're, unfortunately, and it pains me to say it because I've got a bit of a soft spot for West Ham, to be honest. But I can see them really struggling and being down there this season. I've got Chelsea a 3-1 away win.
Oh, yeah, I got it too. 3-1. That's what I got. 3-1 Chelsea. I have it written down.
You reckon?
Yeah, I got 3-1 Chelsea. I think Cole Palmer has a big night.
I hope so, because he's in my fantasy league. And chat, if you have joined my fantasy league, you will see me bottom of the league, my friends. I am Southampton.
What points are you on? What points are you on, DJ?
Oh, terrible, man. I had a
25.
Oh, mate.
I'm on 61. I'm still mid-table on mine, man.
24.
I started really well.
I've had the worst start to any fantasy league campaign ever since it started. I think I got about 24 points, Shane. It's been
I'm in your league, DJ. Sure, I'm in your league.
Disaster.
But yeah, I think Chelsea do a 3-1. I think Chelsea do them. Grandpa is in a bit of trouble there.
They're going to spank them. They're going to spank them.
Yeah. Even though West Ham turn up against the big teams, don't they? They're that team.
Not this season. They're going to be rock bottom. I think after a few games. Potter, and Potter's. I feel for Potter because I rate him as a manager. I really do. He's just made a couple of bad decisions with jobs, and he's getting found out now. He never should have left Brighton. Easy, obviously, in hindsight, it looks like a bad decision. But I like him as a manager. I really do. I think he's one of the, like Pep was last year. I think he kind of bought into his own legend, so he's almost playing a character of himself, trying to reinvent the wheel. You know the way De Zebri gets credit for changing things up, and the more credit he gets, the more ridiculous formations he comes up with and the more ridiculous tactics. I think Potter just needs to go back to basics a bit and do an Eddie Howe, go off and train with Simeone for a while and learn how to sort of tighten things up.
They lost Kudus as well. You know, that's a big miss for them.
They're very toothless. They're toothless.
Paqueta looks like he's off of it. Bowen, I don't know what happened to him, but yeah, I do think they get a consolation goal. That's why I'm going 3-1. But I think Chelsea will just have too much for him. Chelsea, they lost one of their best defenders to an ACL this year. I don't know how their defense is going to be.
Yeah, Colwell.
So I think
they have Hato though to step in. They need a keeper, Chelsea. If they want to challenge for the league, they need a keeper. You cannot win. No team's ever won the league with a bad keeper ever.
Yeah, I've heard Enzo Maresca used words that I never heard come out of a Chelsea camp before with the center backs. He said they're going for internal solutions. I'm like, who is this?
Yeah, he's being cut off. He's being cut off. That endless tap of signings is being cut off.
Normally, Chelsea lose a player.
24 points, DJ. You are on Southampton settings. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, listen, guys.
Yeah, Jamboy's kicking ass. He's in mine as well. Jamboy's kicking ass.
Jamboy, what you doing, man? He's kicking. Listen, guys, if you want to join my fantasy league, there is the code. There it is, Q5X68A. That will get you to my fantasy league. You can join my fantasy. You can give me a load of stick. I will be back, guys. I will climb that table. Don't you worry about that. I've just had a bad start.
I had Eze in my team. I'm going to have to sell him now because he's not going to be playing. He's not going to be playing all the time.
I've got Palmer in my team. He'll cruise tonight.
Captain? Have you made him captain?
No. I'm sticking with Yorkeres scoring. I'm sticking with Yorkeres scoring.
The Arsenal bias, you see. This is all bring you down. This is what just sign Arsenal.
Yeah, I know. I've stuck with it. I've got Gorkarez, I've got Mateta up front, and I've got Bowen as well at West Ham. And I'm just thinking to myself, I think I've done it wrong. I've got no Haaland, no Saka, no Haaland, no Salah.
I thought I had
it's hard to have both. It's very difficult to afford both of them. It's one or the other for me.
And I didn't get one or the other like an idiot.
What?
Oh, do you know what? I've never had. I normally start banging. I normally start with like 70 odd points and like.
Ekatike got me 22 last week. You see, I had him as captain. I had him as captain.
I don't know what I've done this season. I've gone for kind of low kind of budget. I don't know. Who've I got at the back? Got Gahey at the back. Wan-Bissaka. Cash. Yeah, man, it's just been a bad start. But anyway, there's plenty of time, guys. I'm just winding up at the start. Yeah. But going on to the next game, guys, the last one that I've highlighted. Now, this is a tricky one. I always think going to Craven Cottage is never easy, especially under their manager. I think I rate their manager. I like him. Silver, I do like their manager. Fulham Man United. Shane, what do you reckon? I'm gonna go 2-1 home win.
I'll go 2-1 away win.
Yeah,
I'll go 2-1 away win. I do like Fulham, and Fulham at home are dangerous. I just think the United are so sort of inconsistent like that. If they, I'll go 2-1 away win. I'll go 1-1.
Yeah, I went 1-1. I went 1-1. I think Man
I'll
United will get up for us. They'll play well
Yeah.
against us, get up for us, and then go to Fulham and shit the bed. And I remember last year at Old Trafford, it was a late Xerxes toe poke for them to beat Fulham. Fulham playing well. So,
and and Fulham beat them the season before.
they're a funny team, Fulham, aren't they? They're a funny team.
I like Fulham. I like Fulham.
Yeah, I like Fulham. Yeah, 100%. Shane, who's your captain in your fantasy team?
Who did I go with? I still haven't. I have João Pedro at the moment because I think Chelsea are going to do damage. It's between him and Ekitike, but I think I'll just leave it at João Pedro. I'll leave it.
Yeah.
He might even start though. That's the thing. I'll leave it at João Pedro.
Are you on the fantasy yet? You on the fantasy team?
Yeah, I'm not in your league yet, but I have a team that I'm in with the Joy the Dread TV. I'm in his league, but I got
yeah.
Parmer's your captain. There you go.
Join my league.
Definitely mine as well. I'll send you the code.
Yeah. Did you get the code when I put it up?
Yeah. I copied it down here.
Yeah. Chat, make sure that you're subbing to these legends and myself, an old legend, but make sure you're subbing to these young legends, and make sure you're smashing the likes as well. As I said, Shane's doing madness on his channel with his breakfast and roasting and this, that, and the other, and he does it brilliantly. So make sure you give him support, and BBk as well, doing stuff as well. Always a pleasure to listen to. Make sure you're subbing. It does help our channels, guys.
Hey, that's a mad team that Riku has. He asked him his 11. He puts it up. He has Mo Salah and Haaland in his
Rico.
Yeah, that's a mad team. So yeah,
Let's have a look, Rico.
That's a mad team.
Let's have a look.
Got Marmoush, McAllister, Salah,
Timber, Marmoush, Trippier, Marmoush, McAllister.
Yeah,
some people get a team and you go, how do they afford that?
Yeah.
Why are doing that?
How'd you get Haaland and Salah in the team?
And Marmoush.
They're 14
cheating.
million.
You're cheating.
You must know a cheat, Riku. You must know a cheat code.
Cheat code.
Give me that cheat code, Riku. I'm VARing on that. VARing on that.
Maybe there's an option if you pay cash, you can get extra money or something. There's got to be something, man.
Shane, we're making excuses, mate. We sound like top gooners here.
He amortized them. Chelsea.
I might do some fantasy league excuses. I had a cold and I couldn't really see my players. I broke one of my lenses on my glasses and couldn't see who I was picking. I'm going to make up some fantasy league excuses, my friend. I was hungry at the time when I was picking my team or something like that. And finally, guys, Arsenal versus Leeds. What are we going for? We've already picked the team. I've gone with Martinelli on the left. BBk also went with Martinelli on the left. Zubimendi, Rice, Saka, Gyökeres up front, the normal back four. No, we went for Calafiori at left back, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think we went Calafiori left back and then Gabriel, Saliba. I'm going for Ben White right back. I don't think he's going to play Timber. I think Ben White will play right back, but that's for me. I'm going to go and I'm going to stick with it. I said it's going to be a stinky 2-1 home win. I can see Leeds nicking a goal. I can see it being a bit frustrating, 1-1. And then as the game goes on, we'll get a late one with about 8 minutes to go or something like that. We'll scuffer a 2-1 win. That's my prediction. Shane, what are we going for, my friend?
I will go 2-1 as well. 2-1 as well. Yeah.
You're going 2-1?
2-1, yeah. I think we would go 2-0 up and then sit back, and then they'll nick one, and then it'll be sort of backs to the wall for the last 5-10 minutes. Typical Arsenal, really. Typical Arsenal. But there's something in me that just can see us going behind. I just said I know we'll go 2-0 up, but I think that's best case scenario for me. But we're so hard to predict, but I'll go with 2-1. I'll stick with 2-1. I'll stay with 2-1.
Yeah. I just want to mention Rich. Make sure that you go and follow Rich. Rich 99's doing some stuff as well.
Yeah,
He's a
man.
real one as well, Rich. Make sure you show Rich some love as well. DJB, Shane, BBk, big up. Smash the likes and sub. Big up the chat. We still need a left back, left wing, and now we're back up for Gyökeres. Rich, been saying it all along, brother. Been saying it all along. I said we needed a complete rebuild at the start of the season. We've not even rebuilt. Norgard's not an upgrade. Zubamendi's not a massive upgrade. We got Eze on default because Havertz was injured. If Gyökeres gets injured and he goes down, Marino is our striker. Let that sink in. £1 billion spent, and we've got Marino as our backup striker. We've got a sick bed of Havertz and Jesus, and they're both on 250k plus a week. And we're still without a left winger. Do not tell me Eze is a left winger. He's not a left winger. So we can't class Eze as a left winger. So all this crap about, Eze's a left winger. He's not a left winger. You play him left wing, Eze's not going to the World Cup. Simple as that. Taron, did I come to you about the Arsenal Leeds? Did you give
I'm going 2-0 to the Arsenal. 2-0. Gyökeres.
A convincing 2-0, my friend.
Yeah. He's opening his account at the Emirates. The crowd goes wild. 60,000 people with the mask celebration. He scores. And Deckers, a late run in the box, scores the second one. Yeah, I think we keep a clean sheet against Leeds.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big up to
I'd like to see it. What I'd like to see tomorrow is a nice sunny day. I'm going to be at the ground. I'm going to get down there and meet my sons about 1:15, something like that. Look out for some recorded stuff being uploaded. I'm going to do some recorded stuff when I come out the ground, and obviously going on my way to the ground, guys. So make sure that you tune into that. Raya White, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, Martinelli, Rice, Nathan, Skelly, Eze, Gyökeres, 4-0 Gunner 67.
Oh, Nathan, brother. Nathan.
I hope you're right, my friend. I can't see. Yeah.
I think he means Ethan, but Ethan ain't touching pitch.
Ethan, I can't see Ethan playing. I can't see Ethan playing.
I think that's the team. I think he's saying that if we pick that.
Right. Yeah. I'll get that, Gunner. Big up, my friend. Yeah, that's the sort of attacking team I'd like.
Skelly in midfield. No, yeah, man. I'd love to see.
Let's see what Mems, the United fans, saying. Big up, my man. My panel. Hope you're all well and that everyone subscribes to you. I mean, you sound genuine and not like Top Gooner. Just try and avoid Shane's Top Gooner list. Big up, Mems, man.
You don't want to make that
real.
List,
we do keep it real, you know. As I said, we all come across different, but we all want the same thing. We all want Arsenal to win, and we don't want this manager at the football club anymore. We all attack it in different ways. BBK will attack it in different ways than I attack it. Shane does it brilliantly, along with Lee Gunner and everything else. But we all want the same thing. We're all legends, and we all want the same thing, guys. Saka will play, sun, rain, or so. Yeah, 100% Rico. He's going to play no matter what. We know that. We all know that, friends. David C, big up, my friend. Big up as always. 100%. Yeah. Another one that follows our channels. Big up the chat. Thank you for all your comments. Shane, it's been an absolute pleasure, my friend, as well. Taron, making your debut on the Arsenal Huddle. Absolute wonderful, my friend. Absolute wonderful. I can't remember this. I can't remember what total this game is tomorrow. I'll have to have a look, but it's one of the big milestones when I turn up tomorrow. How many games I've actually been to Arsenal to watch? It's frightening. It's frightening.
But you can't celebrate if we win, yeah? If we win the league title, you're not allowed to celebrate.
Yeah, you're not allowed to celebrate.
You know?
I'm negative, Taryn. I'm negative. I'm negative.
Didn't believe.
I've been to thousands and thousands of Arsenal games and big cup finals, but I'm negative. I'm not allowed to have an opinion on this manager. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to. I'm this and I'm that, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Demanding a trophy.
You know, I should go and support Tottenham.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. Shane, what you got coming up? I know you got the usual, but we've got anything coming up?
Yeah, full Irish, obviously, tomorrow morning. I did stupidly have my first Serie A watch-along lined up, but then I just realised that it's at the same time as the Arsenal game. So the first Serie A watch-along will be Sunday. I'll be doing Juventus against Parma. And then every Wednesday night, late Wednesday night, I think 11 o'clock, something like that, I will be doing coverage of Serie A through the week, and then a little 15-minute segment on how Seski's getting on over at Como, just to keep tabs on him, because I think one day he will be our manager. So yeah, I have
I'll send my chat over to you, because Wednesday, me and Nolsky are doing a midweek mingle, new show.
Okay.
Mingle. Yeah, the midweek mingle. I'll be having different guests on, but me and Nolsky will be like, so. That's on at 9:15. So when we
sure. I'll be at 11 o'clock or something like that. Mindset.
Yeah, no, we're right over to you, my friend. Yeah, give you the support, no problem.
Lovely. That's what we do. But yeah, so full Irish, and then I'll be in and around. Well, some panels, I'd imagine. I think I'm quite banned from some number. That's what happens when you're outspoken. But yeah, man, full Irish every day. Please come over, show your support. It's growing every day, and I really enjoy doing it. I like having a laugh with the people and getting a bit serious now and then, but that's what it's all about. We're passionate fans, so we lead with our heart. Sometimes people get offended by that, but we don't really care. Arsenal comes first, and you know, people's feelings come second.
That's it, my friend. I can't wait. I mean, you're full Irish. I've got to be honest. When I'm in work, when I'm having a break, is when you're on, and I always tune in, my friend. It's good. BBK, what we got coming up, brother?
Yeah, man. In about an hour, I have the weekend warm up on the Waffle Don TV. So we do a weekly warm up show where we do some of these predictions and get into all things Arsenal and some other stuff. But before that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go catch the Irish breakfast, because this is when I unfortunately it's 2:30 when Shane goes on with the Irish breakfast. So I can't catch it. So I got to catch it on the watchback, which is makes me mad sometimes, because sometimes I'm trying to type. No, it's the watchback.
Nah, it's always worth watching. So what time do you have to get up for kickoff tomorrow? Because we're 5:30 tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah, so only the 12:30 kickoffs annoy me, because that's 4:30 a.m. But I still get up for it, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We all do our thing, man. We all do our thing, guys. Make sure you smash the likes on this, and you know, even just get the likes out there. Make sure you're subbing, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Chat. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for joining us. Let's just hope tomorrow we can go out and make a mark and really enjoy it. If you're going to the game tomorrow, travel safe. If you're still on your holidays or you're traveling, make sure that you're out traveling safe. Look after your loved ones. Keep it real. Keep it Shane. Keep it BB King. Keep it the Arsenal Huddle. And we'll see you all soon. Take care.